Hi everyone, welcome back to Through Alchemy. So today's reading is a special one. Today we're going to do a pick a card on how to get closure on a certain situation you're unable to derive peace of mind towards. So we have two piles. So if you were guided to this reading, trust that there is a message that will resolve to bring slight peace of mind or perhaps a lot of peace of mind. So we have two piles for today's reading. The first pile is Selenite. The second pile is a yellow agate. Pause if you need a little longer. Pick the one which calls your name the most. And I'm going to begin with pile number 1. Hello, pile number 1. If you chose this gorgeous selenite, this is going to be your reading. So the first card that we have for you is air, open-mindedness, objectivity, and learning. So people involved in the situation, or you could be Aries. Oh my god, I was about to say Aries. That could be possible over here. We have Aquarius, Gemini, Libra over here. I have a few pre-shuffle cards, so this is going to help us get an insight about what the situation was all about. We're going to slowly unravel this. We have gratitude, healing, transformation, feeling alone, wild, protection, sharing, friendliness, giving and receiving, inner child, focus, observation, and awareness, time, power, and divinity. Alright. I'm just shuffling the order of the cards because it helps me understand the pattern or perhaps the sequence of certain things, because cards tend to clarify themselves when there's shuffled cards, previously shuffled cards. So I see that over here that this situation was definitely brought to you to unleash yourself in a certain way. Um, I feel like with all the air that we have over here, with time, power, and divinity, it's like they're constantly shuffling the cards. Spirit is constantly shuffling the cards. And I feel like this situation kept on changing. It was not constant, or it was not ordinary in a sense. Let's just say that there was no predictability factor in this situation, or this, I'm hearing marathon, like there were constant things that you were going through with each other. um and I think that, okay, so finally, And I think that this person was around in your life to help you communicate your needs, to understand how do you communicate your needs. I think that this situation um, definitely opened you up. It opened you up to your gifts. It opened you up from the illusions you were stuck in. I think that there was a lot of sweetness over here. There was a lot of shared moments over here. But I think that it was stopping you from getting codependent. Like, I think things used to shuffle up too quickly whenever you guys used to become okay, or you used to get comfort ridden in the situation. So I feel like there was a lot of hassle. Like, things used to keep shuffling up is what I'm getting. Like, situations used to keep changing. There was a lot of ups and downs. There was a lot of hot and cold over here. And I feel like it was on both your ends, because the way this situation was happening was like one person would get triggered, the other one would start behaving a certain way, and then it's like a ripple effect, and things would just keep happening. And I feel like what spirit wants to let you know about this situation is also that this person was somebody because of which you have elevated in your life. And I think that you definitely do recognize this, but you don't understand that on a soulful level what kind of purpose they have served in your life, because nobody has actually been able to provoke that amount of let's just say change or elevation within you. I think that this person was quite out there. They had certain, like, a suave to them. Like, I would say that this person had something to them which was very out of the ordinary. Now, I just keep getting the word out of the ordinary. Like, this person was somebody who used to help you um just release yourself from the self-limiting beliefs you had. And I feel like self-limiting beliefs are just like these boxes that we put ourselves into, right? And this person was trying to cage you out of it, whether it felt like that or not. That was the purpose. That spirit wants to let you know that this person was there to actually help you open yourself up to life and to the ways in which you can express yourself. This is so emotional, because the more I tap into this energy, I feel like on a soulful level, this person's higher self and your spirit guides want to let you know that they didn't want to hurt you. I'm getting teary eyed, and that's how much they want to let you know that they didn't want to hurt you through this experience. They didn't want to. The universe, I feel like used to you used to cuss out at the universe, like, why is this happening to me? I'm gasping and everything, and this is such a delicate situation. And I think that for majority of you, maybe you are still in this situation. I feel like for a few of you, I would reckon that you're out of this situation. But I just feel like the universe wants to let you know that we weren't doing this to hurt you, to harm you. We weren't purposely trying to um hurt you or poke you by presenting this person in front of you. It's just that they wanted you to recognize the devil in disguise, is what I'm hearing. And it's not to mention this person, but the spirits behind this person. Perhaps this person had a lot of ways which were not good for you. And there's this code which goes by, we're not fighting the humans, we're fighting the spirits behind them. And if you understand the intensity of this situation, I think you would understand that a lot of things that were happening in your connection with this person, whoever this person is. For a few of you, I'm also picking up that this is a friend, a very close friend of yours, or this could have been somebody that you were romantically involved with that was on a friendship level, or you never really got off the ground. Whatever situation, scenario it was, it's just that they want to let you know that this person, um whoever this person is, either a family member, there's a lot of key players, like I started off in the beginning by saying that people involved in this situation could be air signs, or there's just a lot of communication, or perhaps we can see that as the illusions of mind with the air, right? And I feel like the universe wants to let you know that there was spiritual warfare in this situation. Okay, every step of our life we face spiritual warfare, whether we understand the intensity of it or not, whether we are able to actually use our gifts to understand that spirits are influencing our behavior in certain situations. And I feel like I'm talking to somebody who understands the darker side of spirituality, right? You understand what spirits do, and the negative forces of life actually make us do, and they just try to pull a wool over our eyes. And this is exactly what spirit wanted to elevate you from. It's almost like, I'm hearing the word vindication. Maybe this situation left you feeling like people thought worse of you. Maybe this situation left you thinking that your image was tainted, but you should not fear it, because I think that um, there is going to be reimbursements, is what I'm hearing. Like, karma's scale always gets balanced out, and we have air, which is, justice, Libra energy. So I feel like over here we have, the Six of Pentacles with give and receive and focus, observation, and awareness. I think that you were also dealing with people, or you have dealt with people, which is all about. See, pile number one, I don't see that this is just closure on a certain specific situation that you've been through in your life with a romantic interest. I know a lot of my viewers watch it for that reading, but what is actually coming through for you is that look at your past. Look at your past and the things that you've been through, and why this person was important to trigger everything that was inside you, which was making you feel like, I'm just trapped. I can't do that for myself. I think that this situation, this was an on and off situation, whoever this person was. And I think that with the gratitude card and the time power divinity, what this tells me is that this person used to come in at the right time. And if I had to explain this in a deeper concept, this means that whenever you were vulnerable, or you were about to mess things up for yourself more, this person would come in and all your attention would go back to this person, because you had such a pull towards this person. There was magnetism over here, and this person would help you tackle the situation rather than going outside and messing things up more for you. So this person actually was a barrier to you self-sabotaging more in your life, because whatever resolution or lessons you had to learn used to happen and be tackled within the both of you. So the spirit found that to be more easier, rather than you going outside and being in more uncertain situations, unknown situations that could have turned out worse for you. So if this was, for some of you, I'm getting that you've been involved with this person for 5 or 8 years, and what they're letting you know is that I have so much difficulty because I'm eating up my words. So there is, acknowledgement which wants to be delivered to you through this reading, that why you had to deal with this person, why it was such a lengthy, let's just say, karmic um connection. Okay, don't take the wrong connotation about karmic, because every relationship in our life has a karmic connotation, whether it be with our parents, our friends, our family, our romantic interests, because every person literally comes in our life to elevate us. Now, for some of you, I think that you are a little fragile to accept that, because you want to be safe with another person, and that does not mean that you will never find somebody you can be safe with and that won't be taken away. But I think that pile number one, you probably tend to think that being with a person, having a person around, um, you have a little codependency which goes to perhaps possession. And you have to understand that detachment in life is literally that nothing owns you. So you trying to own something is literally a paradox where that thing is starting to own you, whether it be your success, your car, your house, a person, people, place, money, thing. And I feel like I'm talking to certain very elevated souls over here. You understand, basically your psyche can comprehend these deep spiritual aspects which talk about, because I get a lot of kundalini awakening and third eye over here with all these symbols, and the moon as well with the butterfly and the skull. I just feel like this gives me that you have spent a lot of years on this school. It's just I kind of believe that earth is just a school. um And each and every day, I feel like this is something that you're understanding deeper, with deeper consciousness, because they're telling me that this is not something that you don't understand, but you tend to forget because of your inner child. You know, your inner child can be your best friend or your enemy. If you tend to resolve your issues with it, if you couple up with it, if you couple up with him or her, life can become very easy. And that's why I'm seeing over here life changes. You were very scared when this person was around. I'm feeling a little bit of stress on my heart chakra suddenly. I feel like your inner child relatively has not made that peace with you. Still, there's work to do, and I'm not saying that it's um, relatively to discourage you or let you know that you haven't been doing work. You have been doing work. Healing is a lifelong journey. Yet again, I think that you tend to see the more pessimistic side of life sometimes when it comes to things that you desire, because your inner child is still pretty wounded when it comes to its worth. So it kind of just, I feel like there are two parts of you, two major parts of you, which is one is of your wounded inner child, and one is of this adult who believes that, yes, I am worthy, I have certain skills. But sometimes maybe that inner child tends to overpower what you know in the moment, and that's what needs more healing. And that is exactly where you have been brought until this moment when you find this reading. Before that, I have to be honest, situations were worse with you, and you know that situations were worse. You used to self-sabotage, pile number one. And I'm not going on a rant, but it's just that spirit wants to let you know, like they're reminding you of why this was important. Sometimes we are our worst enemy, and this is exactly why this situation was. I'm hearing bare minimum. This situation was the bare minimum. The situation was at the least altitude for you to experience what it could be if you don't heal your inner child, where it could lead you, how low your life could stoop down to, how addictive you could become, how much of a low life you could become, honestly. And this situation literally came around to prevent you from going out there and ruining things for yourself. I'm hearing that sometimes we are our worst enemy, and this is what spirit wanted to prevent you from. This is what spirit wanted to help you out from. Is like they were always guarding you in this situation. They always have been guarding you. And I think that you're still fighting with yourself when it comes to making decisions, whether it is to move out of this situation, eliminate yourself from the situation, or um not go back into it. And for a few of you, I think that you keep getting called towards this person because there's still certain things to be resolved between the both of you. And I think that it's only very natural that you still have love for this person, because it's impossible for you to face such difficult karma if there's not love involved at a soulful level. Because at the root of it, there's love. At the root of it, you're not fighting each other, you're fighting the spiritual element of these things that make every human do certain things that is not in their highest good. And that's what it simplifies down to, is that we're not fighting humans, we're fighting the spirits behind them. So certain things that make us do certain things, with the air and feeling alone, things that I feel like have happened to both of you in this situation because of your childhood. There is a pattern of narcissistic abuse over here and pulling wool over each other's eyes. And I feel like what you guys have been fighting together, especially as higher selves together, you've been fighting the illusions of life, the Maya. And I feel like a part of it is also the codependencies that you both have when it comes to love, life, or substances. Somebody over here is heavily into substances or has been. I feel like this could have been the person that you were dealing with. It could have been also you, but for majority of you, you're still struggling with that substance. Whatever you cope with in life, you're still struggling with it. And that's what spirit wants to let you know, is that I think relatively you are understanding how to manage yourself. I'm also hearing somebody used to procrastinate because of the way they didn't believe in themselves. If the, the inner child can also talk about procrastination, because the literal meaning of it is spontaneity, adventures, almost letting me know that, with the inner child present here, that this lack of compatibility with self, giving to yourself, first of all, building a life for yourself, being so consumed by your own life and building your dream life and chasing yourself. It's not that, pile number one, you don't have something offered to the world. It's not that you don't have dreams and wishes. It's almost giving me like the pressure that I'm feeling on giving and receiving is that you just didn't believe in yourself, or you still don't. You still face difficulty in believing in yourself. You still don't understand what is your X factor when it comes to this world. What is your true sense of ability? What do you offer to this world? What's your uniqueness where you are the one who's just very good at it? So I think that you were meant to understand yourself through this situation. You were meant to understand how things how things really affect us when we are ungrateful of ourselves, when we don't understand the value of ourselves in this world, when we don't understand the value of our life, when we just give up on ourselves, when we are not friendly with ourselves, when we have sharing over here as well. Thank you, Spirit. So they're letting me know that, a lot of things just come down to the fact where you self-sabotage yourself, where and I feel like the biggest thing that I'm getting is that you just sabotage yourself by not caring about yourself, by just being like, I would just take the bare minimum. It's almost giving me like you would just take whatever is available just because it's available, and that's because you weren't able to fulfill yourself. And I know we understand these concepts of filling your own cup and everything, but how do we fill our own cup? This is something that you actually had to learn the hard way, because you wouldn't have understood it. It's almost like sometimes we expect that we don't want to go through difficult, hard lessons in life, and then we know certain concepts, we intellectualize them, we understand them on a brainy level, on a mental consciousness, but then our body doesn't understand it because we have trauma layering up through it. And this is exactly where you had to go through this ego sublimation so that you actually understand what things really mean over here. You chose the selenite. This is such a clear stone that I have. This is all about clarity. This is all about crown chakra. This is all about that relation I've been explaining about spiritual warfare, about things that make us weak. If you have trauma and you already have subconscious fears which boost up your reality, which manifest in this reality as feeling alone, as not understanding where do I stand, as feeling like I'm not one with myself. Um, this is a very easy access for the enemy to tear you apart. And again, I just feel like letting you know that this world is just not about humans. It's about spiritual warfare. It's about unknown things. It's about unseen forces manipulating us. And it's also about unseen forces helping us elevate. So even though for a time frame I feel like you were going through a lot, you should also understand that it's because the good unseen forces were allowing it so that you can actually strengthen your spiritual muscle, whether you like to hear that or not. It's just like working out. You have to work out to strengthen the muscle. And there's this concept of muscle memory. It's exactly like your spiritual psychic gifts. The more that you use it to this situation or continue using it, I feel like it helps you trust your intuition, because that is so important moving forward in our life. Moving forward and understanding what is actually what it not seems like to be, or what it actually is, what it seems like to be. So this is the situation that I'm facing over here, that I feel like this is reminding me of using your psychic abilities to actually understand what really lies behind the mask of a lot of people, whether it be this person especially. Um, this person, I just keep getting this analogy that when Pile number one was about to go out there and face certain situations, this person would come in between as the same manifestation of the outside situation, but rather more safer because this person was more cowardly than other people that you could have interacted in the first place, is what I'm feeling over here. This person really melted down your defenses, and having to understand that your vulnerability is not a weakness but actually your strength, which I have to be honest. I also have double standards in when I say that, because I also have certain things to work upon, like even I understand this, that vulnerability is our strength, but whenever I do that, it makes me feel very naked. And I think that that is how you exactly felt. This is how you felt with this person, and having to tackle that situation feeling naked was the strength that was being inculcated. So the more that I start making myself stronger and understanding that I can be vulnerable but still have firm boundaries, it's what makes me sure that I can move along using my heart over my head. So this is what I'm seeing over here. And I think that with protection, again, thank you. So they are telling me that you were meant to see this situation for what it is and protect yourself. Because out in the wild also gives me this sort of like, you used to people please a lot before, and maybe there was passive aggression as well, but this situation was meant to teach you how to be more strategic, or rather I'd say mentally, like these mentally charged situations, adversities where you tend to use your emotions too much and you don't understand when it's the time to actually place your emotions, or when it's the time to actually use your brain to understand the repetitive patterns playing out, or the patterns that the other person is showing, instead of being like, I love you so much, so I'm just going to forgive you. But um what about putting myself first? What about forgiving myself? What about learning how to love you from a distance? Because I do, because I understand this situation as well. So this is where, focus, observation, awareness, and giving and receiving comes in. Thank you, Spirit. So, this part of you which kept on presenting itself in front of people that were not understanding your worth, you would go out there and present yourself more. You would post selfies, you would um show off on social media, you would try to look like you're liberated, you would try to look like you're having fun in your life, you would try to um, poke the other person in some shape or form. Was your inner child trying to get validated from this person? And this is something that you're healing, whether be it any person in your life. I feel like this is the situation which is teaching you how to just be shamelessly yourself and know how to back yourself up. It's like sometimes we need to ask our friends or family, to validate us when we are doubting ourselves. But when it's an insecurity that stems from a deep rooted trauma, no matter how many times the other person tells us that we're enough, we just can't absorb it because we see ourselves as deficient. And it's not because we can only and it's not because we just keep seeing ourselves that way, but it's the lens that has been fitted in that situation since our childhood, and we have to take the time to dismantle that optical lens, put another cleaner lens with affirmations and all that hard work that it takes to heal ourselves, right? So metaphorically speaking, I feel like this situation was teaching you how to up level yourself, and it was with the obstacles, with the walls that you were facing with this person. And again, I feel like to realize that there were red flags in this situation, and I think that you believe that just because you have come a long way, every person changes, but you forgot the main variable or the denominator that works when people change is that because they want to. And this person was clearly not willing to change. Like, I think that they were putting up this mask for the world, but internally they were not actually doing that for themselves. They were probably doing it because, they used to promise you things because they used to feel alone. They needed you as much as you needed them, perhaps even more or lesser. It's just that they also had that codependency that was developed between the both of you, right? And I feel like this person also had abandonment issues, which made them promise you things because they didn't want to get abandoned by you or left out behind. But I think that this person, I think this person didn't mean it to themselves when they told you that they wanted to change. They weren't willing to love themselves as much as you wanted to love them. I see that this situation definitely helped you recognize more illusions of life, especially when it comes to other people, what they present, and whether it's of quality or just of quantity. And this is such a fun fact because it's like they would probably breadcrumb you, which would develop the quantity of it, right? Sometimes they're 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 putting effort here and there, they're letting you know that they're there for you here and there, but when it comes to the quality of what effort they're putting into it, you will be able to recognize people for what it is and what they're actually offering. And when it comes to moving forward in your life, I feel like this situation has really helped you rectify, recognize behaviors within yourself which want to or get tempted to accept lesser than what you deserve, or at least what you're able to provide for other people. It's almost giving like you would come across people, or in the future, if you do come across people that aren't as good as you thought, or maybe have this image that they have put out there, or a mask. The more that you interact with the person and the deeper, and when it comes to getting to the real tea about people, they slowly and slowly leave breadcrumbs of who they are. And I think that that just shows, that will show with the way if a person is actually able to keep their word, right? So this situation is really going to let you know whether people are genuinely interested in keeping up their word, or being who they say they are, or claiming to be who they put it out there that they are. The situation is really going to clarify that for you. The situation has taught you. So I feel like Spirit wants to let you know that try to inculcate more gratitude for this situation. I know this is painful. This is painful. It makes us just reminds us of situations where it hasn't been the easiest to come to this level, but it's also that it's solely because of this situation you have actually gathered more um, experience of life. And in order to completely embrace yourself, you you have to kindly accept also the experiences that made you the person that you are today, that gifted you this wisdom, right? So before we conclude, I am going to pull out a few messages from your ancestors regarding this situation, advices or perhaps affirmations that they have for pile number one. Agate spirits, please help me connect with pile number one's energy. What messages do they need to hear? We will assist you in helping the important people in your life use love. Number 44. So in some shape or form, I feel like you might have mirrored this person. And I think that I do understand that you care about this person, or you cared about this person and they were important. And I feel like you have to understand that this person has their own journey just like you do. Um, I want to tell you one thing, like from a different perspective, things that we go through, there are a lot of things that we go through which we don't really let adults or perhaps our parents know in our lives, right? And we go through these things and they are very difficult on us, right? And there are things that our parents have been through that they don't tell us. But it's also part of life where you understand that every individual, whether they are your parent or you're their child, every person has their life lessons, and there are certain things where our parents or our teachers or our masters can't come and rescue us, or our mentors, because we're supposed to go through that alone. So it's just to remind you that you're also a student, but you're also becoming a teacher. And this is where you understand that without these lessons or these experiences, you can't really gather the strength to truly embody love. I feel like saying that to these experiences again, it keeps reminding me that you can't unlove or you can't dislike the parts that actually made you this person that you are today, and this person is a huge part of it. So trying to forgive them, trying to forgive yourself first in those places. Perhaps you're not even so mad at this person, but you're mad at yourself because you didn't know any better or you didn't respect yourself that much. And there could be definite concrete reasons why you should be mad at this person for doing certain things to you. Maybe this person was not the best influence to have around in your life, but in a way they influenced your life, which made you more courageous, confident, and resilient. So they want you to recognize at least that part of life. Stand up for what you know is right. We are supporting you. 27 reduces to 9. So we have 44, 8, and 9. There's progression over here. They are letting you know that, the way that you stand up for yourself, and sometimes standing up to yourself is also important. But when it comes to other people, it's about confronting that part of us which is scared of confrontation. And I think that you are somebody who sometimes refrains from holding other people accountable because you are not holding yourself accountable for what you're allowing other people to do in your life. And that can be scary because a part of holding other people accountable and then holding yourself accountable before you hold them accountable, um, um, I know that can be a little tough to understand. It's just when we hold ourselves accountable, we have to see the parts where we are accepting less because we don't think we deserve anymore, and that those parts of us can be a little troublesome to look at, can be difficult, can be conflicting. And ultimately it's just that the other person is showing you what is inside of you, right? So spirit wants to encourage you to stand up to whatever, whoever, and whatever literally pulls you back from recreating. I'm hearing recreating because I think that you've been through an ego death or spiritual awakening recently, which has really done a number on you, which has really changed the way you view life. And it's more, I feel like it's with the it's with it's at the expense of having these casualties in your life, but also understanding that I can't change what my soul chose for me to endure. I can't change where I was born. I think that you tend to reminisce a lot about maybe if I had a better upbringing, maybe if I had a better background, maybe if I had better family members, I would have been better. I wouldn't have so much trauma. But you also have to understand this is exactly what you chose. This was not against your free will if you think so. This was not against your free will, pile number one. And I just want to give you closure on this situation where it's not to diminish your experiences or the validation of your experiences, but it's to also understand the practicality of life, death, and rebirth over here. Lastly, we have let the animals on earth support you, feel their unconditional love, number 41, which is 5. They want me to pull out one more. find a way to bring harmony back into your life, take the first step. 42. So there are so many rounding of numbers to 44, 41, 42. We have 39 again, rounding off to 40. You are ready for a change of scenery, explore, and give yourself time. Be kind to yourself and heal in your own way. 37. So these are, all rounding off near 40, which is giving me the Emperor energy. Yet again, it's also giving me the Four of Pentacles, which tells me that, there is this energy of holding back, which I understand. I empathize that you need your time because you feel like you can be taken advantage of and you don't want that to happen. But I want to remind you, pal number one, that this situation was not there to sabotage your life path. It was actually to enhance your ability to navigate through tricky situations in life. And this is also giving me the indication that, our ancestors sometimes speak to us through our animals, our pets around us. And for me, black cats are actually very auspicious. I think black cats do have a superstition on them, but I just decided to see that as good luck. And I feel like this is what they want to let you know with also the red roses. um, they want to bring back love into your life. And I feel like with the Four of Pentacle energy that I pick up over here, don't hold yourself back, don't become what you hate, is what I'm hearing, right? If you don't help yourself right now, if you don't at least embark on the journey of forgiving this person, sometimes you tend to become the person that you dislike or you hate. You tend to become like them. So try avoiding becoming like this person, because I feel like the person that you were interacting with, you had such a, you know entanglement with, such a karmic entanglement with. I think that this person, and I want to mention that this is, just because I'm mentioning the word karmic, that doesn't mean it's dirty deed. It's actually very divine. That's what I've been trying to explain you, that there's immense love at the bottom of all these lessons that you've been going through with this person, because they were the one who was able to trigger such deep emotions within you. And like I believe and say on my channel, deeper the love, deeper the fear is felt. And that's the only way you can feel such deep emotions. So don't become what you hate. Try to resolve this, try to forgive yourself, try to forgive this person and move on, and don't try to become, and don't at least push yourself in a place where you can become like this person, because this person was very fear ridden. They did not give to you because firstly they did not have that much to give to themselves. Secondly, they were scared that pouring into another person is not likely to come back to them. That's what you could have taken away a message from this situation. And what they want to let you know is that take the first step in just acknowledging or thinking about forgiving yourself in this situation. So I'm going to pull out a few more cards. Wow, this deck has already been tampered with. I'm seeing healing and obstacle. Some sort of mindset that probably is stopping you from healing or forgiving this person. We're gonna pull out a few more cards on this situation. I do think that this situation has melted down the defenses or the barriers around your heart. We have renewal, childhood. I'm going to take this in reverse. Reverse memory. Attachment. All right. Bottom of the deck, destruction, vulnerability. Thank you, Spirit. Taking this in reverse, evolution. So we can see how they have placed all these three cards reversed and these upright. And destruction, yet again, subconscious energies, tempest again. I would say that this situation or a brand new outlook I definitely want to give you is that there is a new beginning in your life. With the renewal vulnerability, the situation has definitely helped you um, rebuild yourself. And I think this energy of within, which is new, which has never been in you because of your childhood trauma, is almost like teaching you how to open yourself up and let other people see how amazing you are, because you hide these deeper feelings within you, which are literally the silver lining about you. Pile number one, the fact that you can feel so much love, the fact that you can give so much love, the fact that you don't cage yourself anymore. And I feel like you were scared of giving that love because you were attached to a lifestyle, or you were attached to a persona of yourself, or perhaps you were just attached. You didn't know how to love without attachment, or let's just say without expectations of getting that back. And I think that when we make love that conditional, it definitely tends to pull on our heartstrings, because even when we want to give our love so freely, we have a condition that I don't know if I'll get it back or not. And this is the same thing that was mirrored in this person. I do understand the paradox of life, that we should invest in people that choose us, choose people that choose us. But it's also a part of life that when you stick around people who are not that emotionally available, it limits your ability to be who you want to be. It just limits your ability to just love as much as you want to love. Because neither do they have the capacity to receive your love, nor do they have the capacity to reciprocate that love. And you're leaving these people behind with the childhood in reverse. You're healing a lot of childhood wounds. And I feel like it's a lot about the memory with the air sign that you chose. It's a lot about the way that you perceived a lot of painful memories that you're untangling yourself in, with the evolution that was stopping you from growing and becoming the person you completely wanted to become. I see that the wild card over here, it's a lot about self-expression, unleashing yourself. So the way that you were limiting yourself is also by limiting your ability to love. And who you are truly is a lover. And it's whether it's platonic or romantic, you are a person that truly loves deeply. And being around people that don't know how to do that yet, or don't know how to access that part of themselves, really diminishes your own ability to access or just be who you want to be, simply. All right, pile number one, so this was your reading. I'm gonna leave it here. I really do hope that you found a message that was helpful. If you did, please do hit the like button, subscribe for more, hit the bell icon so you know whenever I upload next. Let me know down in the comment section how that resonated. And I'm gonna see you guys in another one. Bye. Hello, pile number two. If you chose the yellow agate heart, this is going to be your reading. So the card that you chose is of Venus. Give and receive love, find value, see beauty. So you or your person could be Taurus or Libra, ruled by planet of Venus. I have a few pre-shuffle cards. Let's get that out. We have letting go, 26. We have success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. We have take off your mask. Life, energy, clarity. I'm gonna put success over here. We have change your focus in reverse. We have slow down, pacing yourself. Love. Danger, warning, guidance. I'm just gonna take a bit because I think that there are like shuffling energies over here, like things that keep changing. I'm hearing change is constant. All right. Interesting layout. Definitely different from pile number one. I see that with the yellow agate, definitely. One of the things that I know is that this connection was meant to detox you from your past. I think that pile number two, you are a person. Now, take no offense with what I say. I say that all in good faith, okay? Sometimes we're meant to be triggered by certain um, messages that come through, and if they really trigger you, there's a part of you that has difficulty with self-acceptance and self-compassion, okay? I think that you are somebody that has placed yourself as the loner, or somebody that is meant to not have good fortune in their life, or somebody that, in plain words, has a victim consciousness. You think that because of the things that have happened in your past, you live in the present with perceiving life as something that is out to get you, especially economically, is what I'm picking over here. You might have been someone that struggled through poverty in your childhood or has a scarcity mindset. And I just have to mention that if you chose file number two, there are going to be certain reality checks that you have to face when it comes to with what energy I see. Definitely, it's up to you whether you want to actually claim the messages or not. But what I see over here with the energy is that with the Venus, this person was meant to teach you about your self-worth. You were somebody who was still holding on to the past hurts quite. It's like sometimes pile number two, you don't want to actually accept it to yourself that you became used to being the person who was because of the things that life put you through or you had to go through, let's put it like that. And I think that you became accustomed to telling yourself that, these things happened to me and I've been through so much. It's like you kept on crying about the pain in the past, and the situation was meant to come through and let you know that you are resilient. If you put your mind through onto something, you can actually let go of especially relationship trauma that you have had in your past. Maybe or maybe not, your childhood wasn't that difficult. Maybe there's a huge barrier when it comes to understanding what relationships really mean to you and what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. You think that you want love, but when love is there, you tend to self-sabotage a lot in love. You you purposely try to find faults in why it should not work out or why it could not work out. And I said the word should, which really places a lot of emphasis in the fact that you definitely try to make it more difficult than it has to be for yourself. We have the card success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. With life clarity energy, with Venus adjacent to it, with danger warning and guidance. You're there's a part of there's a part within you now, I feel, which already never believed in the ability of love. And when there's somebody that is actually reliable, you tend to push yourself away from this person. You slow down things. You try to run away from romance. And I think that this person, this was definitely a soulmate relationship. This was a very deep connection. We have the Lovers card, Gemini energy. You could have Gemini in your chart. Or this person could be. This person showed you who they were. I think this person had perhaps a few red flags in the beginning, but this person genuinely wanted to make things work between the both of you. And I think that they realized that they need to rectify their own self-sabotaging patterns when it comes to love. And maybe this person was struggling between options. Maybe this person was just not over what had happened between them and their previous partners. And this person was learning how to let go of it because they realized that they wanted to make this work, or that could have also been you. But there's just this energy where you couldn't get yourself to completely heal from your past. And this could be a mirroring energy because we have the Lovers over here. This situation was typically meant to bring or shed light upon basically the health quotient that you have towards love. This person, I think, could have been someone who was being genuine towards you, and this highlighted the ways that you self-sabotage in love. I think that the previous partners that you had were partially more corrupted than you in love, and you could not differentiate what were your toxic traits. And I think that this person came through to help you understand what really hinders your ability to take love. Now, with the beginning of, I would say, the disclaimer that we had with your reading just right now, this could have either been the experience that your person had with you or what this person taught you. The main thing that I'm coming down to, the crux of the situation, is that this was to help you identify the ways in which you still don't perceive love to be safe. And there's a heavy factor over here of running away from love because you don't feel worthy of being in love. Maybe you are somebody that tends to put in a lot of your ducks or your eggs into financial gains. There's a huge energy of finance over here because perhaps as a child you have been taught, or you have just adapted this theory, which actually works out for you better perhaps, is that you can at least get returns back, like the effort put in to financial resources actually pays back, or it's exponentially growing, right? But when it comes to love, you feel like you have hard luck. And this is something that was over here to help you understand that running away, this was basically a connection you could not run away from, is what I'm seeing over here. I think that there was a lot of projection because the way I see it, pile number 2, this is not a connection that was there to meant, I'm getting, this was not a connection that was there to last forever. And I'm sorry if that hurts, okay? That might or might not be true in your scenario, but this was something that was just meant to really accelerate your growth or just shed light upon your own behaviors. And I feel a very heavy energy in my heart the moment I said that this was not meant to be, because this was solely for the purpose for you to just realize this was like a stepping stone, and perhaps a very huge stepping stone. Maybe you will always remember what you had with this person, because I completely understand that this person was a true soulmate of yours. This person was a genuine love interest. But sometimes not all love that comes into our life, not every love that comes into our life is meant to last forever. And that does not mean that the love dissipated. That does not mean that this person has stopped loving you or you have stopped loving them. I think that the both of you will always have love for each other at the bottom of your heart, but this connection had to serve a greater purpose than just being forever soulmates, is what I'm hearing. It was something that was meant to teach you how love can be when it's the right person or when the right person comes along. This was a major stepping stone, and this was all to release you from your relationship trauma, from the trauma that you've experienced in your parents' marriage, from the trauma that you have witnessed in your parents' marriage as well. This was all to release you and to help you grow from it, and almost like to see the beauty within yourself is what I feel. This is all about your self-worth. This is all about not relating your self-worth to how much money you have in your bank account. This is regardless, to know that no matter how you look, no matter how you behave, and I don't mean that you're purposely hurting the other person, but no matter how self-conscious you feel, no matter how much you feel like you have to act like this unbothered cool personality, it's almost like you were scared to just be vulnerable and soft in front of another person because of the ways that you had really enjoyed perhaps a past relationship, or you were in a child, and that innocence was robbed from you. And this is what you need to hear. I think that closure will come from understanding or stop denying the end of this relationship. And I really don't mean to hurt you with this, but it's important for you to stop running away from the reality that this connection has ended. It's ended. Try not to think about what will happen in the future when it's already ended. Maybe you're just not talking to this person, or if you are talking to this person, you're clinging on to the small hope that maybe things will revive back again or regenerate. But Spirit wants to let you know that move on in your life. Try to let go of this situation because it's done for now. This person was not meant to be your life companion. And again, I'm letting you know this so that you don't hold on or waste the love that you have to give on somebody that might or might not come back. I want you to open yourself up to other people. I want you to start making space for other people to come in, because when you have that barrier, you're hung up on another person, you won't be able to invite new, healthier love for yourself. You're going to hold on to the pain, you're going to hold on to the stagnancy of this person coming back. And who knows, maybe you're meant to be in the future, but that is something that you keep on thinking that keeps you stuck in this. You're not allowing yourself to experience new love. This thinking that Spirit is pointing out, maybe we're meant to be in the future. But the future is not here right now. What's the point of being stuck in hopes of the future? Maybe it's just not meant to be, and there's freedom in that. Maybe there's a way better person out there for you. And I think the reason why you stay stuck in this situation is because you think that that's the best you could ever get. Or maybe that was actually a really nice person. Maybe that person used to understand your love language. Maybe that person and you had similarities between the both of you, which made you feel comforted. But you have to understand that you have also grown, and there will be another person who would expand the way you perceive yourself to be worthy. Maybe there's a better person out there, and I'm 100% sure that there is another person waiting for you, just waiting for you to let go of this past person that you're hung up upon. And I don't mean to run over your thoughts or anything where it's like, I am not pushing you, I'm just giving you a food for thought that maybe you're holding on too tightly because you think that's the best you could do. Because you probably let this person also get close to you, and you shared some sort of bond, however it was, small, big, however that bond was. I think that you both did open up a part of yourselves to each other, which makes you feel like, what if I don't find that again? And this is what Spirit wants to let you know, that it's done with. Right now, this can be the most hurtful thing that I can say to you, but I care for you. I care for people who watch my readings, and I want them to have the benefit of the doubt. There's another spectrum that you refuse to see about the situation. Perhaps you're still stalking this person. Perhaps you're still watching tarot readings about them. Perhaps you're still trying to know where they are. Stop thinking what they think of you and start feeling how you feel without them. That place where you're still holding on to this person is a place of void. And that is the place that is holding on to this person. It's not that this person is the best you can do. It's the fear of facing yourself, the void that's within you, that makes you cling on to this person. You have to understand that this person was there to play a very huge role in you, and I understand that they've made an impact onto your life. They have genuinely caught your heart. But they were only meant to be a companion till a point in your life. I think that the closure that you need, or the process of getting closure, is to realize that there was a reason why you felt like this was the right person at the wrong time. Because there's no such thing as right person, wrong time. There's right person at the right time. Unless and until you absorb the fact that the universe and God, whatever you truly, truly believe in, keeps creating friction, keeps creating problems, distances, emotional, physical, geographical, whatever distances, communication barriers, financial barriers. Until things align, how can you truly believe that this was the right person? You think that this was the right person because you genuinely had something. I'm not denying that you didn't have anything with this person. But I'm saying that this was not your person. This was actually the wrong person. And knowing that you feel like this was an amazing person, you just have to open yourself up to the fact that there is somebody that suits you way better than this person. That would understand you more than this person understood you. And that should actually make you very happy, because there's somebody that fits your life more perfectly than this person did. This situation had a lot of hooks and crooks. There were a lot of outside influences, there were a lot of barriers, and you kept on convincing yourself that this is not the right time because you haven't really felt something like this before. This person came through to accelerate, to boost you through a very stagnant, like I'm getting distilled water, stagnant situation in your life where you were drowning yourself, where you were desperate, where you were ruining your health especially. Now you would know what it was. You were perhaps very addictive. You were perhaps eating a lot of junk food. There was something that would have become hazardous to your life, your energy, your potency. This person came to revive you. This person came to be a good influence, whether that was directly or indirectly. This person came to push you through a pathway in your life. And when their job was done, your soul knew that it's time to leave this situation. And this is exactly what happened in this situation. They were your companion for a period of time. They are your counterpart, or they were, I would say rather, they were your counterpart till a time frame in your life. And that's what you need to get yourself to accept. Again, I don't want you to feel like just because this is the pile that you chose and this is the reality of the situation, that today you have to sit down and just thoroughly process this. You can do that, or you can just open yourself up to the fact that the situation is done with. And sometimes it really hurts us to think that we have to move on from a person. Or maybe you are trying to move on, right? Because you're watching this reading. And that is the most bravest thing you can do for yourself, because you're trying to become more powerful from within. I just feel like saying this love was never meant to cage you, pile number 2. This love was never meant to cage you. This love was meant to free you from what you were caging yourself from. I hope that makes sense, because for every person who chose this pile, you know what you were caging yourself into. Either you used to run away from love because you didn't feel worthy of love, and this person, you couldn't run away from them. This person was always in your face. You could not escape this. This person was meant to stick around until and unless you both balanced the scales out. You both understood what is meant to be understood, having each other around. I think that this was also meant to break a pattern within you, which was like, love is not worth fighting for. Love is not worth enduring or putting in the hard work, because you did not feel safe around love. And this is also the sole purpose of this connection, that was there to make you understand and self-introspect. Question yourself, why do you think that love is not a priority? Why do you think that love should not be a priority? What is your definition of success? And I think that this was transpired between the both of you, where the both of you understood what success really means to you. And I'm not talking about the amount of money you have in your bank account. This really means, what is your definition of happiness that makes you feel like you are successful? What really fulfills your soul from inside? And that is not about possession, be it possession of anything in your life, home, a car, a person, money, whatever it is. It's about what truly makes you happy from inside. It's literally, I'm just hearing, not everything is done for money. I think that this connection was there to grow you out. Again, that distilled water energy. It's almost like I'm hearing that our lives are like a train, right? Certain people get on, and when their task is done or their purpose is fulfilled, they get off. But the train doesn't stop. It keeps on moving. That's our life. Our journey doesn't stop when certain people get off. Maybe you had too much attachment to people, and that's why you didn't let them in. And it was because of the trauma that you have been through. And this is something that Spirit was teaching you. Maybe you used to have a very fast paced, sort of like go energy, like I have to get things done, but you never knew how to stop and smell the roses. And these things, certain things about understanding the appreciation of life, or the importance in life of having love in your life, that companionship, having people to share your life with, is also something that this person was teaching you. Is to create those moments and those memories with other people. So this person was precisely teaching you a lot of things, and you would know the bifurcation of that. But mainly is to break your denial through this reading, pile number 2. So I'm going to shuffle a few more cards. What's the advice, or how to balance yourself through this situation? Pile number 2. Angel Guide Spirits, please help me connect with pile number 2. I'm hearing imperfections. With the take off your mask, I feel like this is a card which tells me that you were too afraid to embrace your imperfections, and that's why you didn't let other people in. And this is the relationship trauma, or the love trauma I'm talking about, where it made you feel like you have to hide yourself. And I think that this person helped you embrace your imperfections and helped you accept yourself the way you are, and not feel like you're not worthy of love just because you're quirky, or you're harmed, or you're a little wounded. This person came to help you through your pain. Maybe you were going through a very difficult phase in your life, and this person was meant to be a companion. That's what I keep seeing. They keep showing me like you were stuck in a situation in your life, and this person just came like a gush of air, and this person or perhaps you did that for this person, but you both just met at a very wobbly phase in your life, and you pulled each other through this hectic phase of your life where you needed somebody to help you and rely upon. However damaged this love felt, however toxic this love felt, however frictional it felt, because I feel like you must have projected a good amount of pain onto each other, which was not even inflicted by each other, which was probably from the past. However however damaged or painful this situation felt, there was true love at the bottom of it, and that is exactly what makes you hold on to it, because you think that, this love was so powerful and it endured so much, maybe it can still get through. But that is where you need to stop. You need to stop with your wishful thinking for your own betterment. I am not at all imposing anything, because I can understand that these are very um, fragile emotions that you have. Somebody forcing you to let go of something you're not ready to let go of can create hostility from within, because I understand that this situation or this person is close to your heart, it's dearly to your emotions. But I can only provoke a thought. If you genuinely want to do better or just move on from this phase in your life, it would be good to accept the situation as it is, that it is over. I'm going to pull out a few cards from your ancestors, the advice that they have for you. Pile number 2. Angel guides, spirits, please help us. We are easing the blockage which is holding you back. Go for it. So we have number 14, which reduces to 5. See, they are letting you know that they're trying to ease the pain. Maybe you have astral communication with this person. Maybe certain things are coming up in your dreams for you to understand. Maybe certain things are reminding you of this person. And it's not, for some of you, I think you're still seeing this person's name or something, and you're being misguided by it. You're thinking that you're meant to go back to this person. That's a very specific message. Take it back with your intuition and try to understand if that's for you, because I feel like this is a very sensitive situation. And again, even though this can be triggering, I don't want you to feel forced to uh, make this your truth. If you're feeling very hesitant, how do I place this in a more it's like, try to open yourself to this reality, because I understand that somebody telling you that you need to let go makes you hold on to it harder. But when you come to this realization yourself, this epiphany will kick in that it's over, and maybe that's what you've been facing difficulty with, to understand that this is over, because maybe this was an on and off situation and you're still thinking that after separation you both will collide again. But that's what spirit wants to let you know, is that on and off situation is also not a good sign. So let's see, what else do we have? Spirits, they want you to stop procrastinating on making a decision when this person is going to come back or when things are going to ease for the both of you. It's almost like, move on with your life. Don't keep your happiness or your adventurous spirit attached to this person. Go do things that make you happy. If there are people that are interested in you, which you feel like are the right people for you, pile number 2, go ahead and let them in your life. Give other people chances as well. We will light the path for new possibilities to your future. Stay aware. Thank you, Spirit. So this is number 32, which is again 5. So they are trying to change the situation around for you. They're trying to ease the situation for you. They're trying to help you grow through it. They're help you. Like I just spoke about other people. Probably there are people that are suitable for you, that want to be around you, that want to know you intimately, that want to know you on an emotional level. Let your guard down. Start preparing yourself for new people. heal yourself, to fall in love again. And that just doesn't have to be romance, it can be friends. Maybe you can just open your heart to making a new friend. Talk to us, we are still listening. So maybe you have stopped talking to the universe about what bothers you. Maybe this has abrupted your connection with the universe or your spirit guides, or the way you used to just pray, meditate. Maybe just journal it out. Maybe write it down and throw away the paper or burn it if you don't want to keep it around. And there's a specific emphasis on journaling. If you don't want to talk to anybody, just write it out. Maybe write out things that you would like to say to this person and then throw it away or keep it with yourself. But try to express these things out so it becomes easier for you. Lastly, we have when you rejoice, we rejoice when you find love. Love comes in unexpected ways. 24. Again, this is number 5. Stand up for what you know is right. We are supporting you. And we have focused on the positives. You know there are many. I think, like I spoke about in the past, that because you're holding on to this person, or you're not able to accept the end of it, I hear for a few of you that you're still waiting for this person to come back, or they're still in your life, or there's some sort of way that you're hoping that things would reconcile or become better. They want you to understand that love will come to you in different ways. And a part of you that you have to accept is that you're still hoping that this person will love you in the places that you couldn't love yourself. And they were simply showing you how to do that. And you were doing the same for this person, whether you recognize it or not, whether it's in your face or not. Stop thinking what this person thinks or what they're doing. Start thinking about how you feel about this situation, because the more that you think about what they're thinking, what they're feeling, what they're doing, it takes away from the attention that you have on yourself. And they want you to open yourself up to new friends, new friendships, perhaps people that want to get to know you on an intimate level, perhaps people that find you to be an amazing person who want to get to know you as well, just like this person did. You need to pull this person down from the pedestal you've put them on and put yourself back as the main character. You need to stop pondering on what this person is doing, how amazing they are, and start recalling how amazing you are. They want to bring in love in your life. Your spirit guides want to bring in love in your life. Pile number 2. There's a few more cards that they want me to pull out. It's almost like they want to remind you that, there's more love out there. There's a lot of love out there. You're closing yourself by gripping onto one person that's probably in your past. Don't rush into making big decisions right now. Take your time. So they are saying that you don't have to jump into relationships. You can just open yourself up to getting to know people. You're a star, step into the spotlight where you belong. So this is exactly what they're saying. We have 10 again, and we have 4. You have that stardom where it's like you it's just what I'm saying. Bring yourself back into the spotlight, put yourself back on that pedestal, and stop revolving your life around this person or how they think or how things should proceed. Give yourself closure right now. Don't wait for somebody to come and give you closure. And I know that takes a lot of strength. I genuinely do. But you need to stop waiting on other people to act up or show you why or why not you should have them in your life. You should know how to move on when things feel like they're done with. I'm going to pull out a few more cards to get advice on how to heal or how you're advancing through the situation, just to understand how the situation has benefited you. Yeah, I just feel like solely to see how much this has benefited you. Taking this in reverse, we have fertility in reverse. Taking this upright, source, productivity versus release relationship. I'm going to reverse the productivity. Accomplishment. Bottom of the deck, fire. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and Earth. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So that could be your person's signs. A little extra confirmation. I'm seeing that this situation definitely, thank you Spirit, they confirm the fact that you had a little dysfunctional pattern with productivity, where self-love was considered to be lazy, or taking time out for yourself was considered to be lazy. Pampering yourself, taking care of yourself was considered to be lazy or unproductive. And I feel like this situation taught you how to love yourself more, how to not be so on the go all the time. And I think that this situation has connected you better with your spirit, with your inner self, with your spirituality when it comes to your relationship with God, Almighty. I'm hearing Holy Spirit, whatever you really, really believe in, or perhaps your religion. Somebody over here could be Jewish, or saying Christianity, Hindu mythology. So whatever it is, there's some sort of a trace back to Egyptian roots as well. I feel like you guys have connected a lot with goddess Isis, which is a lot about wisdom, as well as I'm getting a emphasis on fertility, which is giving me again the Venus energy, which is about birthing new things for yourself. I feel like the ways that you were working on a lot of things, perhaps they were not giving you that much income in return. Like there was not much return coming through from it, perhaps, and that was because these things were overpowered by workaholism and escaping from your feelings rather than actual productivity or sowing of seeds, is what I see over here, pile number 2. So the situation has actually helped you release from dysfunctional patterns with self, and especially when it comes to what productivity means. That is literally stopping and smelling the roses. That is being okay with how much you have accomplished and not trying to prove yourself to other people. I feel like you were someone who used to focus a lot on tangible results, and this situation has taught you about internal results as well, that reap better rewards when you love yourself and you're having a more functional relationship with productivity that is scattered equally in all areas of your life. Basically, love generated. So basically, Spirit wants to let you know that this situation was not in vain. It taught you quite a lot, and the best thing that it did is the best thing that it did was that it encompassed, or perhaps enhanced, your spirituality. And I feel like it encompassed your life around spiritual components. It made you aware of things that are unseen in life. It made you more understanding or inculcating of other aspects of life which you were not familiar with before. Alright, so pile number 2, this was your reading. I'm going to leave it here. I really do hope that you found a message that was helpful. If you did, please do hit the like button, subscribe for more, hit the bell icon so you know whenever I upload next. Let me know down in the comment section how that resonated, and I'm going to see you guys in another one. Bye!